Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our hospital management system using Blazor. So if you're following this series until this particular point and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing as we dive into this particular application. So as you can see, this is our login screen. So I just provide the password and username. Then if I just click sign in, then I should be able to log into the dashboard. So you can see this is my patients area. I have human resource, so we haven't added any details here. So under patients, we have this list of patients and you can register a patient. So you can see here we have the first name, middle name, last name, phone number, ID number, email address, date of birth, then guardian name, phone number of the guardian, the address. So we need to remove one address here. So we have the gender. We also have the marital status, the blood group, the allergies and remarks. Then you save the patient. But before we go there, we also have the system codes. So here, these are groupings of the options that we have. So we have the gender, marital status, education level, religion, and hobby. So you can also add a new one. Then for those grouping like gender, we have male and female. So that's where we have the system codes and you can add new ones. So you can also select here, provide the description and on the code. We also have departments, so you can create various departments. We have countries and you also have system users. So I want us to make some changes to our app. So let's just start with the patients. So if you click on patients, you see we have the address, two addresses. So we need to remove one. So let's just go to our app and add new patient. So let's just look for address. So we'll realize we have two addresses. So I'm going to remove one of them. So this is patient address. And it looks like we have more. No, this is email address. So that's fine. So the next thing that I want us to do, when you come here, you realize that we were add coding the patient number. So you see here, so I don't want us to do this. So on our add patient async, if we go to implementation, we need to have a way on how we are generating this particular series. So one way to do that, we can create a method down here. So this method, we can call it so public. Then you can say async. So I can do async, then task, which will return as a string. Then let me zoom this so that you're able to see and minimize this as well. So there we go. Put this down. Then you can say generate patient number async. So you can do async. So this method can do that. So I think this should be inside here. Then that's okay. So down here, you can get the last patient. So you can say last patient equals to await. Then you can say underscore context, then patients. Then you can say dot order by descending. Then, so let me just use the one dot per line rule. Then here we can say P equals to P dot ID. Then we can say here dot first or default. So you can get the first or default. So once you have the first or default, then we can say int next number equals to 1. So let's just do that. Then you can say if last patient is not equal to null, so that means you already have some patients information in our system. Yes, so that means we have some data within the database. So here we can do and. So you can say and string dot is null or empty. So that means the patient number here dot patient number is not null or empty. then we need to do something. So you can say variable last number part. So you can get the last number part. So you can say last patient. So you can say last patient. Then you can say dot patient number. Then dot. You can do substring. So you can do substring. Then 2. So remember we had actually key our patient is PT then 001. So we have that. Then we can say if int dot try pass, then you can say last part. Then we can do out out int numeric. You can say last numeric. So if we do that, then you can say here next number equals to last numeric. You can say last numeric then plus 1, or yes, you can say last numeric plus 1. Then once we do that, then down here I want us to return something. So I want us to return, so we are going to do return. You can do here dollar, so that should be $sign. Then here we need to do pt. Then we need to have our next number. Then we say to string. Then you can do here to string. Then you can do here d4. So this will give us our patient numbers. So now here, when we are creating our new patients, you see here. So you can say here patient number equals to. So we can get our last patient, and here we can say await. So that will give us the last patient number. So let's try to launch our app and create a patient, then we see how this goes along. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed until this particular point, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So in case you need the source code, you can also get the source code at the link down below. So if we go to patients, sign in. So let me put in a breakpoint here so that we see what happens. So let's go back. So I'm going to register, so you can say Jared, we say here Mwangi, Opio. So we can put in the phone number, ID number here, email address, test@gmail.com. So we can say this is at gmail.com. Then date of birth, then guardian name, guardian phone number. Then you can also have blood group, you can have gender, marital status, address, then allergies, you can put in some. Then you can say this is good. Then if I click save, so we should be able to get, we have an error. Okay, no. So I think all is well. So if we come to patient, you can see we have all the details that you've provided. So address, allergies, you have the blood group, created by, date of birth. We have email address, and I think date of birth is not displaying. So let me see. Yes, date of birth is not giving us the correct information. So then marital status, middle name, then patient number. You see this one was coded on our page here. So you actually need to remove this. So the good thing, it will be generated again. So if I proceed, so I think we've made some changes. So it will, so we need to, there we go. So you can see it is giving us P2002. So this is our patient number. So if I proceed, let's see if it will save. So you can see it has saved. Yes, because this one was actually 001. So let's also try to add another one, you see. So here I can say Mambu Ngolo Jans. So just putting some weird numbers here. Then you can say test at gmail.com. Then date of birth. Then you have your guardian name, phone number here, email. Then you can do this. You select some details here. Then you can provide. Then if we click save, so here if we proceed, you realize that the number is now 3 and we have everything. So if we proceed, then we'll have our patient already saved. So we've managed to save our patients, but now I want us to save the staff who will be working in our application. I mean in our hospital. So this one is an hospital management system. So we need staff, the doctors, the nurses, and all those. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to also create their information. So one thing that I want us to do is I want us to create a model as well. So this model will be, we are going to call it a staff. So here, or we can call it employee. So let's call it employee. So if we just do that, then here we can inherit user modifier activities. So these are the created on, so these ones. So if you go to this particular field, you'll see the created by, created on, modified by, and modified on are all inherited from there. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create IDs. So we have some suggestion provided to us. So you have the ID number, then employee number. So this will be like a staff number. So this unique identifier for employee. So that's correct. So you can have the first name, last name, and we can have here, we can add here middle name. So I'll just add middle name. Then you can have email address. That's fine. Then you can have the phone number, date of birth, date of joining. So that's okay. Then we can have the role. So one thing that I need us to do now here is to have the role. So the role here we are going to do. So let me just do something here. So I want us to add here role, and here we are going to do string. Then you can say here. So I want us to check something for the role. So I want us to use the application role. So you see this role. So the ID here is actually, but let me just, this is okay. So I think we can leave it for the system, this one. But what we can change here, we can say we can do here int, we can say role name, role ID. Then here, we need to have this as a foreign key from our system codes. So you can do system code, then here you can say this is a role. So that is their role. The next thing is their designation. So I can do as well this one, and I can say here this is a designation ID. Then it's also borrowing from designations. So this one will have it as designation. Then departments. So we have these as a department. So you see what we have here. The departments are like cardiology, radiology, and this one should also borrow from. I wanted it to borrow from departments. So remember we have departments, and we have this particular model here. So this one. So this should borrow from this. So you can do your public department. Then you can have department. So get set. So this is a navigation property to department entity. So that's fine. So this should be department ID. So then we have specialist. So we can have this as can borrow this here. We can say this specialist ID. So specialist ID. So they can specialize. So we can have that as a specialist. So this should be specialist. This one also should be specialist ID. So you already have all these details. Then you can have, so you can also try to have the father name. So you can say father name of the staff, and we can have the mother name. So we can have their mother name. Here you can say mother name. Then we also have, we can do gender. So here I'll do gender. So here, down here, we need to know. So I'll say gender ID. Gender, say gender ID. Then this one will be gender. Then we also need to do marital status. We know whether they are married or not. So here you can do marital status. Then you can do your status. So this is marital status, and here you can say marital status. Then you can also have their blood group. So this one will be blood group ID, and this one will be blood group. So once we have the blood group and the blood group ID, we have already the date of birth. Yes, that's fine. So the next thing that we can add is we already have the date of joining, phone number. Let's just confirm. We have the phone number, then email address, it's there. Then we can have, so that's fine up to here. So the next thing that I want us to do is we need to add the ID number. So here I'll just add my ID number. So here I can say ID number. So I can just have it as a string. Then, since we have that, we can have a photo. So this one will be active, is active, that's fine. Position, that's the destination, so we should remove this. This. And also, I want us to have something here. So we can have the status of this. So you can say status ID of the staff. So staff can be suspended or do anything. So instead of doing a Boolean, we can have the status, then we'll be tracking those statuses. So that is fine. Then I think we'll be, as we progress, we can always add their qualification and things. But for now, this is okay. Then you can see this one, you can be able to see, I don't think we need to add this here, but we'll be able to track that. So not all staff can treat patients. So this one is okay. Now, if we do that, then we need to add this to our application DB context. So I'll just come back here and we can add this. So I can add this one, and I can say this is employees. So as you can see, this is okay. Now, the next thing that I want us to do is I want us to add migration. So to add migration, you just do add migration. Then you can say employees details. So you've just added the employees details, press enter. Then if all is well, then our migration should be generated and we can update this to our database. So if you're following this particular episode until this particular point and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. So you'll notice that you see we have an error here. So add migration. So what is the issue? So let's try to build our app. So if there's an error, then you can address it before going forward with all this information. So let's proceed and see. So the build is successful. So let's try to add migration and see. So add migration, employee details, press enter. So if the migration is successful, then we should have our migration file. So you can see we have our migration file with all these particular you see, we have the employee number, ID number, first name, all these information here. So then to apply the changes, you can do update database, and then we should be able to have that. So update database. Then if all is well, then we should be able to see all those tables created. It's generated, so you can see it. There we go. It has generated successfully. And you can see most of them are actually SQL statements. So you can create table employees. You can see we have these fields here. So you now have all that already created. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create an interface So if you go here, we can say we need to create a repository for our staff. So here I'll just do I employee repository. So I employee repository. Then if I am done with that, then I'll borrow some of the things that we have here. It's actually the same. So I'll just come here and I can have this. So let me zoom. So this one you can say employee. So we're actually adding an employee. I have employee here, employee. Then this one is get employees. So this will get employees. This will be get employee by ID. You can also add employee. Then you can have this as a employee here. So this is employee, and also this is employee. This is also, so this is update employee. So this is also delete employee. So since we have this, then we can now, so this should be repository. We should not be having something like, so this, that's okay. So let me rename that. Then we need to create a service. So I'm going to create a service here. I'll just create a service. So I'll call this employee repository. Then after doing that, then it will inherit our employees. And if we go down here, I can put in a constructor. Then I can also implement the import my interface, and I can implement my interface. So it will generate all the methods. So you can see we have them here. So if I need the application DB context to access my database, so I'll have to paste them here. And I can copy these and have it here. So then we have the add employee. So we can actually use Copilot to generate for us this one. So if I just do this, you can see it is able to suggest for us, add the employees to the database, created on, and also employees, and it will add. So I also have the async, can add the async. Deletion, Copilot can also work for us. So you can see, find the employee, does find the employee. If it's null, it throws an exception. If we have it, then it's going to remove it. So also returning get employees, so it will return a list of employees. So there we go. So you can have, can see here we have that. So I can also import that, and we can also add include. So we have, so here we have a lot of, so we have the gender. So I'll just do E. You see department. You can have the, we don't have a country, but here we can have the gender. This is gender. We also have designation. We also have the role. We also have the specialist. We also have the marital status, the blood group status, and yes, that's all. So I think that's there. So we also have get employee by ID. So if I just do here async, then I can get all the employees details by ID. So Copilot can work for us here. So if I just do that, so it's not responding. So we can give it a comment here. Find the employee by ID, then it's hanging. So as it is thinking there. So update employee, let me do this. So there we go. So it has updated. So you can see here, it's find the existing employee. It will get the employee by the ID here. Then update the employee. So you can have the first name. So you can update the first name. You get the first name. So I can also try to enhance this. So you can have the middle name. You also have the middle name, last name. Then we have the last name. We have the email address, and this is email address. So then you have the phone number, department, gender, role, specialist, blood group, status, modified by and modified on. So these you can see here, you can have you have the save changes. So then here we can also, so let's try to get the details here. So let me do this. It is not getting the details. So find the employee by ID. So it's trying to think. So you can say here variable. We can do employee. So it has refused. So let's just write our code. So you can say context dot employees dot find async. So if it's null, it will return null. Else, so you can have that. So this one you can do something here. So you can say here. So you can actually borrow what we have at the top here. So we need to include all this. So there we go. So we can have up to the created by. So if I do that, then we have find async. So this should be find first or default. Then you can say here. You can do here. We can just do where. You can say x ID equals to this. Then here I can do dot first or default. So then after that, I can return my employee. So that's okay. So we now have our employees details and we can always find by the employee. The next thing is we need to register this to our services and a program. So I'll just come here and I can register them here. So I'll just register them here and we are good to go. So the next thing is we need to import that to our imports.razor. So if you see, we have all this. So I can inject my service here. So I can say employee. I can say I employee. So I can actually borrow from here. Where is it? Here. Then I can paste it here. Then this one will be employee. So this will be employee service. So employee service. So we already now having our employee service. So the next thing, we can create now a folder where we'll be adding so this will be our employees. So we can create a razor component and we are going to call these employees list. So you can call these employees list. So there we go. So then we can reuse some of the information we have on our patient. So I'll just copy that and paste it under employees. Then we can rename some things. So this one will be employees. So that is the root. Then here, if you move down, we need to change some things. So this one will be employee, and this is employee. Then this one will be employees list. So this one you are getting a list of staff. Then this list, we need to change it to this one. So here will be employee, and this is get all employees. Then this one will be employee service. You remember the service we just added. So this will be employee service. Then this one will return the list. So here we get employees. So async. And this one we get also employees. Then this one we are also doing employee. We'll just do employee. Then this is employee. Then employee number here. Employee number. Then full name. So we can actually get the full name of staff. So what do you do? So you can do public full name. So you can see that is one way of doing it. So you can do this, can just do that. So that will give me the full name of the staff. So instead of always concatenating, I can just come back here now, and this should be correct. Then this will be employee number. So there we go. So we need now to change some things on our list. So if you go at the top, so this should be employees list, and this is employee. Then this should also be employees list. Then you can search for employees. Then this is employee. So there we go. So the next thing that you need to check is now, if you check at the top here, you'll say register employee. So we don't have this root now. So then the only thing we need now here is to have employee number. We have this is employee name, full name. Then we can have, so what can we have? So if you go to our model, we have the employee number, we can have the ID. Let's just go here, you can say ID number. Then you can have gender. Then you can have created by. So that's fine. So this one you can say ID number. You can say phone number. This is gender, and this is created by. Then you can say created on. So we've done that. So this is employee number. Then employee name. Then you can say ID number. Then you can say here phone number. Then this is gender, created by, created on. So that's fine. So the next thing that we need to add, but we have an error here. So we need to have these as employees list. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to have this list on our navigation. So we can go back to our app. So where is it? Our nav menu. So I'll just go back here, nav menu, and we can add employees. So under employees, we can add that on our human resource. So you can say this is employees. So I'll remove that. Then we can now add our navigation, so which is to employees. So then we can relaunch our app now and see. So if you're following this particular video until this particular point and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So you notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you haven't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider subscribing so that you help us reach more people and also promote our channel. So if I go to employees, so you can see if I click employees, it needs us to sign in. So I'll just click sign in, and you can see you have the employees list, employee number, name, ID number, phone number, gender, and we already have a pagination. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. On the next episode, we are going to create an employee and we're able to retrieve the data as we've done on patients. So that is it, and see you in our next episode. Bye.